Whether you love Chinese cars or can't stand them, there's one thing nobody can deny. China has made a lot of cars that look familiar. And there's a reason for that. Copyright and patent laws in China have always been extremely loose. Combine that with sky-high prices of Western luxury cars, and you get a perfect recipe for a massive copycat market. And honestly, it's almost impossible for foreign companies to successfully sue inside China, meaning manufacturers can borrow designs, tweak a few details, and sell a convincing clone for a fraction of the price. Now, sometimes these copycats are hilarious, sometimes they're shameless, and sometimes they're so close that even car experts need a second look. So today, we're diving into 20 of the craziest, boldest, and most blatant Chinese car clones ever made. Cars so ridiculous that they'll make you laugh, cry, and question your eyesight. Let's start our countdown with number 20, and trust me, it only gets wilder from here. Number 20, Huansu C60 Hayaso. If you ever wanted a Lamborghini Urus but don't happen to have $200,000 lying around, China has a solution. The Huansu C60 Hayaso rolled out barely a year after the Urus was unveiled, and the inspiration is obvious. The grille, the headlights, the body lines, all trying very hard to be Lamborghini, just on a diet. Number 19, Geely GE. From a distance, you'd swear this was a Rolls-Royce Phantom making an entrance, but get closer and the illusion falls apart. Massage seats? Check. Wool carpets? Check. A wine cabinet, a starlight roof, and even a hood ornament shaped suspiciously like the spirit of ecstasy? Check, check, and check. Geely claims the GE reimagines the classic luxury limousine, but the massive Rolls-Royce grille and Phantom-like silhouette, they clearly say otherwise. At just over $30,000, it's basically a budget Phantom that looks the part, until you look too closely. Number 17, Suzu Eagle Carry. Having trouble choosing between a Ferrari and a Porsche? Why not get both in one car? The Eagle Carry mixes the front of a Ferrari California with the body and rear of a Porsche Cayman. Even the Porsche-style badge and rear font are nearly identical. It's an electric sports car that supposedly hits 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.8 seconds. Impressive on paper, questionable in real life. Pricing isn't known, but no matter what it costs, it'll definitely be cheaper than the two supercars it's pretending to be. Number 17, Zotier SR9. Zotier was once the undisputed king of cloning, and the SR9 proves exactly why. Released 2 years after the Porsche Macan, the SR9 copies nearly everything. The proportions, roofline, doors, mirrors, and even the bumper styling. Only the lights and grille are slightly modified to avoid legal trouble. Porsche wanted to sue, but Zotier acted like they'd just been accused of copying homework they already copied a dozen times before. Even after a facelift, the SR9 still screams budget Macan. Number 16, Zotier Z700. Zotier didn't stop at Porsche, they also went after Audi. The Z700 is a suspiciously familiar-looking sedan that mirrors the Audi A6L almost panel for panel. Dimensions are extremely close, and the dashboard is practically an exact replica. It costs a third of the A6L's price, but the quality, well, let's just say nobody's confusing them once they sit inside. Number 15, K1. The name is K1, but everyone calls it the K clone. This compact SUV is clearly a Mercedes-Benz GLA lookalike. The headlights, grille, body shape, almost everything mimics Mercedes styling cues. The funniest part? The K1 is fully electric, but the designers still added fake exhaust outlets, like a traditional gas car. True dedication to copying. Number 14, Geely Mary 300. Here, Geely didn't even bother pretending. The Mary 300 is a carbon copy of the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Same silhouette, same proportions, same front design, and even the same hood ornament placement. It doesn't just look inspired, it looks duplicated, but with a much lower price tag and a much lower quality level to match. Number 13, Johnway UFO. Johnway probably thought naming their car UFO made it sound futuristic. Instead, it just highlights the fact that it's a very obvious copy of the Toyota RAV4, specifically the older second-generation model. Most clones are banned outside China, but Toyota never patented the design in Europe, meaning the UFO legally slipped through and started selling there. It's cheaper than the RAV4, but with tons of quality compromises. So yes, it's a UFO because you'll wonder how it's allowed to exist. Number 12, Landwind 320. This one is less inspired by and more, we have the Mini Cooper at home. The Landwind 320 copies the Mini's iconic round headlights, floating roof, interior layout, and overall vibe. Even the dash looks suspiciously familiar. Number 11, Lifan Xinglong MPV. Lifan strikes again, this time copying the Ford S-Max. Roofline? Same. Window lines? Same. Third side window shape? Same. Door contour? Same. It's a fraction of the cost, but choosing between the real S-Max and the copy might just be a matter of, well, Lifan death. Number 10, Chery QQ. A few years after the day when Matisse launched, Chery released the QQ, and people immediately noticed the bodies were almost identical. In fact, many parts were interchangeable. It's tiny, it's cheap, it's so small people joked it looked like a motorized lawnmower with seats. And for half the price of a Matisse, you don't even get radio or AC. Talk about bare bones. Number 9, Shuanghuan Noble. For anyone who wanted a smart 4.2 but didn't want to pay smart money, China introduced the Shuanghuan Noble. Not only was it nearly identical, but the company marketed it with the slogan, "Smarter than the rest." Bold move. It sold for about the same price range as the Smart in Europe, but with far lower engineering quality. Production ended in 2013, but conversion kits are still floating around. Number 8, BJ80. Probably the most infamous G-Wagon clone on Earth. The BJ80 doesn't even try to hide it. The shape, the stance, the off-road vibe, everything screams Mercedes G-Class. There's even a 6x6 version that looks suspiciously like the AMG G63 6x6. China's military later called it their most reliable off-roader, but with only 250 horsepower compared to AMG's 544, it's basically the G-Wagon's little cousin who dreams big. Number 7, Yogomo 330. Released in 2015, the Yogomo 330 looks almost identical to the Kia Picanto, just a bit larger and electric. Only the grille and mirrors are truly different. Everything else is close enough for anyone to recognize the inspiration instantly. At around $5,000, it's definitely cheaper, but also very, very basic. Number 6, CH Auto Lithia. The Lithia isn't a full clone, but its inspiration is impossible to miss. From the side profile to the roofline to the signature side blades, it looks heavily influenced by the Audi R8. The front and rear are unique, but the overall silhouette is unmistakable. It's electric, has about 100 miles of range, and costs over $115,000, surprisingly high for a clone. Still cheaper than an R8, but definitely not budget. Number 4, Shanxi Victory Jinchi X1. This one aims for Cadillac Escalade vibes, but misses by a mile. From afar, the silhouette is similar, but everything else, from the tiny 2-liter engine to the plasticky interior, exposes the truth immediately. It's the kind of clone nobody's writing rap songs about anytime soon. Number 3, Yuxia Ranger X. This is the Tesla Model S if you squint a little, or maybe even if you don't. The Ranger X copies the full silhouette, the giant center screen, and even has a Tesla-like badge shape. But the wildest part, it costs around $30,000 and is one of the boldest Tesla lookalikes ever made. Number 1, Landwind X7. And here we are, the most controversial Chinese clone ever made. The Landwind X7 looks almost identical to the Range Rover Evoque. Same paint style, same hood branding location, same silhouette. Even the interior has some familiar elements. Both have 2-liter turbo engines, but the Evoque makes 237 horsepower, while the Landwind sits at 190. The price? The X7 started at just under $20,000, roughly 1/5 the cost of the Evoque. In 2019, a Chinese court finally banned the model, the first time China ruled in favor of a foreign car maker for design infringement. A historic moment, but maybe a little too late. China's auto industry has come a long way, from questionable clones to high-quality originals that are now competing globally. But these 20 cars will always remain a reminder of the era when Chinese manufacturers were, let's just say, borrowing heavily from Western design. Some of these clones were funny, some were shameless, and a few were surprisingly well made for the price. But here's the big question. Do you think China has relied too much on copying? Or were these clones simply the stepping stones to the modern Chinese car industry we see today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos like this.